Some years ago, as a young priest, a classmate of mine and I were concerned about another one of our classmates becoming alcoholic. And we deliberated on how best to discuss that matter with him in a gentle way, not to be accusatory or standing in judgment on him. It was a matter of fraternal correction, and we wanted to do it kindly. We don't hear much about fraternal correction these days, but it is still something that needs to be done for the benefit not only of the individual, but also the community as well. Underlying fraternal correction is a recognition that there must be some kind of integrity between our speech and our deeds. The passage from Sirach today addresses the question of integrity. We have learned from the experience of life itself that honesty is not merely the best policy, but it is essential if a society is to survive and thrive. We recognize that there must be a measure of integrity between speech with which we communicate and the values and aspirations that motivate us. There must be a comparable measure of integrity between our speech and our deeds. Words identify our deeds, and our deeds are expression of the words that are formulated first in our minds and then on our lips. We hear Jesus in the gospel say today, "Can a blind person guide a blind person?" In other words, there must be a measure of integrity within us to address a matter of another issue with another. Otherwise, as Jesus says, we'll not both fall into a pit. He is right to ask then, why do you notice the splinter in your brother's eye, but do not perceive the wooden beam in your own? A hypocrite is a person whose outer way of living does not conform to an authentic inner disposition. The one who criticizes others without being self-critical is accused of being a hypocrite. To be a disciple of Jesus and to be able to offer fraternal correction, a good person has to bring forth good fruit. Actions flow out of the dispositions of your heart. This shows the conviction that character precedes action. The point of Jesus is making in the gospel is the importance of the congruity between the inner and outer dimension of our life. Because where there is such congruity, there is integrity. Where it is absent, there is hypocrisy. I'm aware that many of you who are watching this Mass are unable to get out very easily, but you have the grace and the gift of time to pray over and discern when fraternal correction may be called for. Fraternal correction is never easy, and all the more reason to be self-critical of your own fidelity to Christian values and the teachings of Jesus before offering fraternal correction to another. Remember, when there is congruity between speech and action, there is integrity. When that is absent, there is hypocrisy.